She has
all
just
this
made
campaign makes a difference?
No,
Or
she has made a very important point which I sensed on the ground. Normally when you go to election, they say, "आप क्यों बताएं? आपको बाद में बताएंगे. हमारा vote है. We will decide later." In Karnataka, I sense people had made up their mind. And therefore, I believe all of this money that has been wasted in the last 2 weeks on these road shows by everyone, and particularly national leaders who parachute.
including by Rajdeep, by Shiv, by yours truly, everyone.
No road shows by
You
us.
can't call it money wasted,
My
Rajdeep.
sense is Karnataka, you see, where does the BJP...
Can we pull out some of those lovely images, Rajdeep eating everything he
No.
ate, Shiv doing what he was doing?
Where does the BJP struggle? When you have elections that are fought on strong regional, localized issues, then your one-size-fits-all doesn't work. Mr. Modi is hugely popular in Karnataka. But the moment the election is fought through the prism of local factors, you find, that same impact of this double-engine Sarkara doesn't work. The limitations of the double-engine Sarkara. You have a weak chief minister. You have a chief minister who you are not projecting effectively enough. And the other side is going all for Siddaramaiah and Shiv Kumar. The Kannadiga sentiment is there. These are like we saw with Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee in Bengal was, when Amit Shah or a Narendra Modi ji goes to rural Karnataka, speaking in Hindi doesn't have the same impact that it might have in the Hindi heartland, because the Kannadiga sentiment is coming out. And your local candidates who have failed in the last 5 years are in serious trouble because they were not present during COVID. They've not been able to work on welfare schemes. We look at Karnataka through Bengaluru. Do we know the number of districts in Karnataka where malnutrition today is a genuine issue? You go to a Yadgir and a Raichur, it's very different to a Bengaluru or Mysore. This is not one state. These are several states actually. Fascinatingly, it's fascinating. It's a very complex state. The one reason why the BJP, the Congress's problem is that they have a problem sometimes converting vote share into seats. The two occasions, Rahul, where Congress has won in Karnataka, 99 and 2013 majorities, were both when the other side was divided. Once the Janata Dal was divided, once BJP. This time we don't know how deep the division is. I think Mr. Shettar, for example, is losing. Even though he switched, there's a lot of anti-incumbency against him. What did you do in Hubli? So that local anti-incumbency cannot be arrested by this double-engine Sarkara logic. Prime Minister popular, but he cannot give you a gas cylinder which you have been missing for 2 years.
Shiv was catching some snakes, and there was a lot of talk of venomous snakes as well, Shiv.
He went to a lovely part. He went to the best part. Shiv was clever enough to go to the better food parts, the better, nicer parts of Karnataka.
The Malnad region, which is, I would have been blamed if I had gone to coastal Karnataka, which is the best part of Karnataka in my view. That's where I'm from. But I decided to go through central Karnataka, the Shimoga belt, the Malnad belt, Rahul. And I can tell you, even though we were quite far from the hectic political campaigning, I think the point that I made at the start...
You like snakes?
I love snakes, and everyone's talking about snakes in Karnataka, so why not? And by the way, the king cobra happens to be India's national reptile. And Karnataka is doing everything it can to save it, so it was the best thing to do for us.
It's in a wonderful place called Agumbe, which is actually now got the highest rainfall, I think even more than Cherrapunji.
It's called the Cherrapunji of the South.
It's called the Cherrapunji of the South. I think it has now more rainfall than Cherrapunji. Beautiful part, also of course Malgudi days and where R.K. Narayan...
Right there in Agumbe, correct.
That right there in Agumbe. Beautiful state.
Nagarjun, before we wrap up, is there anything that can change, or do you think the match is already decided between now and the morning of the 10th?
Seems like it's decided pretty much, Rahul. People have made they've made a formed an opinion in their mind. But what critical is this is the Yediyurappa factor. This is the first election where BJP is fighting without Yediyurappa. On ground, when we speak to people, the Lingayat versus the other factor has become a prominent talking point across districts, especially in Mumbai, Karnataka, Rahul. When we speak to people in chai shop and auto drivers, vegetable vendors, they feel that Lingayats genuinely are being sidelined. And small battles are being fought even when there's a Congress Lingayat candidate and BJP Lingayat candidate. The subsects are so powerful in Lingayats that the Ganiga Lingayat will not vote for a Panchamshali Lingayat. That is the trend that we are seeing in Mumbai, Karnataka. So small battles will be decisive this election.